Mr. Sablan?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Cameron, welcome. Let me start. I take note of the Department of Interior's action giving greater attention to Bureau of Indian Education. The department's management of Indian country schools is not something the department should be proud of. So I appreciate that. Mr. Cameron, let me have and I need short answers from you if possible. What do you pay for electricity at home?
I pay about $150 a month, depending upon whether it's the summer or winter.
Right.
My AC is running.
According to the December 2018 U.S. Energy Information Administration, you pay 11 cents per kilowatt hour. Do you know what my constituents in the Marianas pay?
No, sir, I do not.
All right. We pay 35 cents per kilowatt hour, more than 3 times what you pay. That is why I got the Low Income Household Energy Assistance Program, LIHIAP, increased in February of 2014. But don't you think it would be better instead of LIHIAP if Congress helped those families pay for power themselves, Mr. Cameron?
Sir, I do know that our Office of Insular International Affairs has been working with a number of the jurisdictions in the Pacific to try to promote renewable energy such as solar and wind.
We'll get there, sir. But wouldn't it be better policy if we didn't just focus on the few hundred households that qualify for LIHIAP, but did something to benefit everyone, all the residents and businesses of the Marianas, and throughout the other 3 insular areas? You would think that, right?
So the LIHIAP program is a program of the Department of Energy, and I must confess I know next to nothing about it, so I don't really feel qualified to comment on that. I apologize.
Okay, but to help as many people as we can, in 2014 we raised LIHIAP in February. We enacted legislation in December, Public Law 113-235, to create energy action teams. Their job was to develop energy action plans for each insular area with financing and engineering all laid out with a timeline and help implement those plans. The plans were supposed to reduce reliance on imported fuels, develop domestic energy sources, and improve the overall efficiency of our energy systems. With benchmarks, Mr. Cameron, here's the goal for 2015, 2016, 2017, and so on. Does that sound like a reasonable course of action to you, Mr. Cameron?
It sounds like a very interesting and a set of good ideas, but other than that sort of visceral, uninformed reaction, I'm not in a position to comment. I'm part of the administration.
And it's not an idea, sir. The law required the teams to report to the Secretary of Interior every year on their progress. And the Secretary was supposed to submit those reports to Congress every year. Did you know that?
No, I did not, sir, but I'm happy to look into it for you.
Do you know how many of those reports Congress has received?
I do not.
None. They're required by law, but none. And so do you know how much the cost of electricity has changed in the Marianas over the last 5 years, during which the Interior Department was required by law to be helping us?
I do not, sir.
All right, but not much. Let me tell you. And only because the cost of diesel fuel dropped from $100 in 2014 to around $60 today. So let me ask you this, Mr. Cameron. Shouldn't the Interior Department do what the law requires and establish these energy action plan teams and implement energy action plans and report to Congress every year on your progress? That way, Congress will know whether more needs to be done for places like the Marianas to cut our energy costs. Mr. Cameron, I know Interior has strategic energy plans for each of the islands. The plan for the Marianas was done in 2013. But a year later, Congress passed a law that clearly said it was not enough. The 2013 strategic plan for the Marianas laid out 3 scenarios: no change, 20% reduction in fossil fuels, or 53% reduction. Do you know which scenario came to pass, Mr. Cameron?
I do not, sir.
No change. Because a plan with multiple scenarios is not a plan. A plan without a schedule of implementation is not a plan. A plan without prioritizing specific projects is not a plan. A plan without financing options is not a plan. Yes, every year Interior spends a few $1 million energizing energy communities. And I have other questions that I'd like to ask Mr. Cameron. With all due respect, I will submit them for the record, and hopefully I don't fall right next to Raul's name and get no answers. Thank you. And thank you, sir, for being here today.
Sir, we'd be delighted to respond for the record, and you obviously do a very good job representing your constituents, so thank you.
Yeah, because, you know, sir, I pay $300 a month for electricity, plus another $100 for water. Thank you.
Ledburn, thank you.
Ayo.